Okay, yeah. Yes. That was, look at these. Not going anywhere. Good evening. In 1992, Bob and I were having lunch, and he said to me, out of nowhere, if in the future, after I retire, I'm given a Lifetime Achievement Award at the American Cinema Editors Awards, and you happen to be presenting that award, I'd appreciate it if you'd make your comments brief. Is what he said. I said, well, of course, yeah. Bob is a modest man, and for someone who's edited somewhere near 30 films, range from comedies and dramas, many other categories in between, I've had the good fortune to work with Bob on 3 of my films. And due to, I'm sure, what was a clerical editor, the films didn't have any scripts. So there were outlines, but no scripts per se. So this meant an entirely different process. There were no selected takes. In fact, on the first day after we shot, we would sit in an office with legal pads for the first time. We both had pads. In Bob's case, he actually had a writing implement. And we would spend 6 months watching roughly 40 hours of material. And in that time, those days were filled with a lot of talking about a lot of things other than movies, about books, about music, English tea, food, the device that spits out the tickets on the English buses. We got obsessed with that and thinking about we should buy them, which was a good choice now that I think about it. And occasionally we'd spend time working on the actual film, where we'd talk to each other, and the look on Bob's face was always the same in the beginning. It was unspoken, but clearly it was, tell me again why you made this movie. It was, he's too much of a gentleman to say that out loud, but, and then occasionally just the look on his face was, what about doing coverage on a scene? Would that have been possible when you made the film? Never saying it aloud because he's a sweet man, but we shared the sensibility in a lot of different areas, and that made these days absolutely heaven for me because we were immersed in making a film, and Bob's skills became this illustrious career, which we can now take a look at, please.
My people, I present to you
I'll have what she's having.
Stonehenge, where the demons dwell, where the banshees live and they do live well.
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
3,000 dogs competing for Best in Show.
It's not in here.
It should be in the crate.
It's not in the crate. I just told you that.
God, Hamilton, she doesn't get a door. She's gonna flip out.
I don't think finger pointing is going to help us here.
Now, I know the word witch may be a problem for some of you. No, ladies and gentlemen, we do not ride around on broomsticks and wear pointy hats. Well, we don't ride on broomsticks.
I, for one, think that the problem may have been that there was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf.
We're closer than brothers. Brothers always fight. We really have a relationship that's way, way past that.
Skin it. Oh, you two know each other.
We're all friends.
We're not old friends. We're acquaintances. Very distant acquaintances.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Do you intend to sleep in the bed?
Yes, I do.
Then I intend to sleep on the floor.
Ow!
No man can be friends with a woman he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
But we don't have to make a whole big deal out of it. You like me, I won't make you say it.
I was just going to tell you to wear matching socks tomorrow.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
And quit looking at my ass.
No, you pretty much want to nail him too.
We'll try.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter, because the sex thing is already out there, so the friendship is ultimately doomed, and that is the end of the story.
Are you comfortable?
Sure.
I'm hoping that it's just a horrible lapse in judgment, and once he moves through this, we will eventually be able to be okay again. What do you think about that?
It would be unusual.
I get that. I get. Not everybody could do that, but everybody's not us.
Wesley and I are joined by the bonds of love, and you cannot break it, not with 1,000 swords.
There's a history here, and histories don't happen overnight. I know what kind of mood you're in when you wake up, by which eyebrow is higher, and you always know that I'm a little quiet in the morning and compensate accordingly. That's a dance you perfect over time.
To dance, you need a partner, and my partner is right here.
You know the truth, and I know the truth. We're supposed to be together.
I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night.
I am in love with you. I'm certain of it. And I want to be with you more than anything.
I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
And as they reach for each other...
What?
Now it's kissing again. You don't want to hear that.
I don't mind so much.
Okay. Since the invention of the kiss, there have been 5 kisses that were rated the most passionate, the most pure. This one left them all behind. The end.
It's only fitting that Bob received this honor for a brilliant career. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Bob Leighton.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank Ace and Jenny McCormick for honoring me in this work, and I'm truly grateful. Honestly, quite a bit surprised to be here. However, have you tricked me? I'm very much quintessentially an editor, and I'm normally in a room and I get very nervous when I have to speak to large groups of people. So I'm actually going to take the option to bring out my partner, Mary Ann Brandon, who's also a very good editor. And she was thinking I would do this whole thing myself, but I will stumble, fall, and make a mincemeat of the whole thing. So here comes Mary Ann, and I will stand beside her while she reads the script that I wrote. Thank you. Better take a speech here than me.
What? All right. I can't do this in an English accent.
No
So
problem.
I'm going to do it in the girl from Queens. But I'm going to say it like I'm Bob Layton. So I'm this. Here goes. I've been very lucky to have such a successful career, but more importantly, I've gotten to work with many, many talented, creative, and hilarious people along the way. Thank you, Chris. Those are the times that meant the most to me. When I first arrived in Hollywood, I knew only one person here, an Australian from London, film school. With that one connection, I managed to get a job as a sound editor. And so now, I was officially in the film business. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to edit picture, I wanted to tell stories, I wanted to make movies. So I volunteered to edit as many AFI and other short films that I could find. For little or no money, I might add. The payoff did come. It came in the form of an invitation to dinner at Steve Gyllenhaal and Naomi Foner's house, as in Jake and Maggie's parents. They were two directors I'd helped on their short films. And there, I met my future, Rob Reiner and Christopher Guest. That evening, they talked to me about a unique idea they had for a film they wanted to make. And they were having a hard time getting the idea across to people. I don't know, maybe it was my English background, but I got it straight away. And a year later, we were working together on This is Spinal Tap. We screened many hours of footage for reference in preparation for the film, and through these screenings, we became a team. I became their editor, they became my directors. That time in the cutting room was exhilarating and exhausting, and I knew I had landed right where I wanted to be. A little advice to all of you, never turn down a dinner invitation. For all those hilarious scenes on screen in Spinal Tap, there was another mountain of hilarious scenes that we didn't include in the final cut. Why, you may ask? Because an editor has to make those difficult choices in shaping a film. But my God, it was fun to watch everything, with Rob sitting next to me, whispering in my ear, this take, that take, this moment, that moment. I'll always cherish my time with Rob. Life after Spinal Tap continued to be a dream come true for me. Rob and I carried on our collaboration, and I was incredibly blessed to have Chris Guest trust me with his own uniquely hilarious projects. I know what you're thinking. Did I spend all my time in the cutting room laughing? Yes, I did. But it was also hard work and many hours of diligence to make it look like it wasn't hard work, which is what editors do, if you know what I mean. That's editing. But it wasn't all work and no play. We came up with games to lighten things up, such as the lobster claw. Every time we got to the end of a reel, Rob would blow a small plastic lobster claw harmonica 3 times. Then we started tossing chem rolls of film out into the assistant's room, whether there was anyone there to catch them or not. For those of you who don't know what a chem roll is, it's a big roll of film wound around a thick core that can easily come undone even if you're just holding it. So when no one was there, you can imagine. For Chris, office golf was our game, the quest for the perfect putt. We'd use any hallway that presented a good challenge, preferably a dogleg. Chris is a very good golfer, and we did our best. We invented wonderful golf courses. And then there was the movie game, where one had to name a movie, and then the next person would have to think of a movie that started with the last letter of the previously named movie. And if you couldn't think of something, you got the letter M until you spelled movie, and then you were out. You can guess who always won that game. And by the way, everyone had to play, even if you were just visiting for lunch that day. I even played. Me, not him.
And Marianne got the game. She won the game that time.
Well, I won once. Because I knew some obscure film. Anyway, the years I spent working with Rob and Chris were intense and joyous. They were some of the happiest memories of my career, and I will always be grateful that we found each other. I kept myself available for both Rob and Chris, but when they weren't doing films, I was fortunate enough to work with some other very talented directors: Ron Shelton, Peter Chelsom, Nancy Myers, Lasse Hallström, and Alex Kurtzman. And these films expanded my editorial experience to include baseball, English, ballroom dancing, magic, family drama, and dog behavior, although I consider him an expert on dog behavior after Best in Show. I'll always be grateful for them for teaching me to be a better editor and for their trust in me to take good care of their films, because after all, that's what it's all about. A director trusts an editor, and you're taking care of their creation. And when I wasn't doing that, I managed to get married and have two amazing children, Isabel and Oliver. And I had a heart transplant along the way. Where does one find the time? I've put so many hours into my career, and I've been lucky enough to meet and work next to so many talented directors, writers, other editors, assistant editors, composers, sound mixers, all of whom helped shape my career. Most of all, I'm so honored to be he is so honored to be recognized with this award by all of you, his editing peers. I think of us as the heroes behind the heroes in the film world. It reminds me of just one of the many funny experiences I had with Rob in the cutting room. We were working on Rumor Has It, and there was a very troubled scene that everyone was very unhappy about it. And I worked every angle and eventually came up with a solution that made the scene work. I showed it to Rob. He was so relieved that he immediately picked up the phone, called his producer. Bob found the solution, saved the picture. I was so proud. Next phone call was to another producer. We came up with a solution and saved the picture. Final phone call. Problem solved, picture saved. It had become everyone's idea and everyone's ideal collaboration. At that very moment, the producer who was in the room leaned over to me and said, "That's why you get the medium bucks, Bob." That about sums it up. We might get the medium bucks, but we have the best job in filmmaking. We get to see it all. Thank you very much for this. And I'm going to let Bob finish the speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this. Chris, thank you for being here today for me and giving me the countless memories and laughters and great times. Rob, your films were brought hope, laughter, and joy to the world. You might finish it. I know you still have so much to contribute. I miss you. I love you.
May you rest in peace. Thank you.
Boy. You see what a good decision was to let her read the speech than me? Okay. Thank you.